Okay. Firstly, I mean, as journalist, I would put a caveat, huge caveat here that I'm very much stitching together stuff that is firstly either reported in newspaper archives back then, either or mentioned by that famous police chief Yuan Ling, and I also had done 2 interviews with Dr. M. Mahadevan, the chief psychiatrist of Malaysia, who kind of observed and interviewed Botak Chin for 18 days in Tanjung Rambutan. And these are stitched together from that. And I mean, true or not, it's hard to say. So he came from Sentul, born from Sentul, and Sentul back then is very different from today, very much closer to a, maybe you can say inner city, but very much kampung, actual kampung. Parents, father was a railway worker, mother sold vegetables, I think, and one of 10 children. So came from poor family. Form 3, he left school. To help his mom in the market, and then supposedly he saw how his mom was bullied by authorities, whoever, asking for bribes, and supposedly, and this one mainly came from through the interviews with Mahadevan, who that's what inspired him to like, okay, what's the point of an honest living? Everyone's, even the guy in uniform is a gangster. I might as well be a gangster. But of course, the other views. I think there are some policemen also say like, well, he was just greedy. That he could have, that he was primed for a life of crime anyway. And then he started. Interestingly, he started his crime spree in 1969, April 1969, which is struck me as very fascinating because, like, we all know what happened the month after that. Yeah. So he went on a crime spree just at that time. He was caught in the same year, and then he was jailed supposedly for 12 years, cut down to 7 years, and then actually with good behavior was let out in 1974. I found recently in letters in Chinese published by, I don't know, one of the Chinese papers, saying where his letters to his brothers, one of his brothers, saying basically being like, okay, I want to go on a straight and narrow, I don't want to do, I don't want to be, this kind of life. But then this is where the Yuan Ling story come in, that he couldn't last being out, going on the straight and narrow, and basically got a phone number where, like, okay, if in jail he got a phone number, said, okay, anything you call this, and then that's where he supposedly got into gangs, and then he rose up to become quite a major gang leader, broke off on his own to form his own gang, and then his crime spree basically from 1975 to 1976, and then he was arrested, and